The TV app, available for iOS and Android.
Now at 10, authorities in a multi-state murder investigation make a new arrest. Plus, Pittsburgh police team up with artificial intelligence for some high-tech crime fighting. And kids in Jasper County learn crime-fighting techniques straight from the Sheriff's Department.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
On the third night of the Republican National Convention, Senator J.D. Vance is making the case for a second Trump presidency and for himself as vice president. This is the late edition of KOAM News. I'm Tanya Bach. Natalie Brand reports from the convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Republican delegates welcomed former President Trump to the convention hall for a third night, where his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, will accept the Republican vice presidential nomination. In his first campaign appearance as part of the ticket, the 39-year-old said he would try to fire up the crowd.
I joke with the president that, I'm very excited about this evening, and I don't plan to screw it up. But if I do, it's too late. He made the pick, right?
The former Marine first rose to national prominence with his best-selling memoir, Hillbilly Elegy. In the book, Vance recounts his tough childhood in Appalachian, Ohio.
The reality is he's pretty much going to support Trump's plan. And so I think that's one of the reasons why he was picked, because they see eye to eye on the issues. And so for me, that's very important.
On the third night of the GOP convention, other speakers focused on foreign policy and national security. Texas Governor Greg Abbott addressed delegates about the border crisis and its impact.
I can tell you, America needs a president who will secure our border. America needs Donald J. Trump.
Gold Star parents Herman and Alicia Lopez talked about losing their 22-year-old son in the 2021 suicide bomb attack at Kabul airport that killed 13 U.S. service members.
Donald Trump has a proven record of keeping the peace and honoring those in uniform. He has joined us on our mission for answers, and he has given hope to our extended Gold Star family.
The convention wraps up Thursday with former President Trump's speech as he accepts his party's nomination. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Milwaukee.
The 2024 GOP platform adopted at the convention says the party vows to, quote, prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East, and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our entire country, all made in America. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, temperatures have cooled down quite a bit today thanks to the cold front that we had moving through this morning. So temperatures now out in Joplin 77 in Pittsburgh as well. Still a little bit warmer in the western counties, 82 in Parsons, 81 in Independence, 80 in Yates Center, Neodesha, and Sedan. Not too bad though. We're in for a pretty cool night, so temperatures are dropping down to mid to upper 60s for our overnight low tonight. It's going to be pretty cool for the next several nights, even throughout the rest of the week. Then we also have pretty light winds out of the northeast, only 5 to 10 miles per hour, so not too bad. A nice northerly breeze to keep us even cooler. We also are clear out for the rest of the evening, but we do have more rain in the forecast, and we'll talk more about that in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, authorities make another arrest in the homicide investigation that crossed state lines last month, connecting Carthage and the Miami County, Kansas Sheriff's Office. Heather McJunkins, the mother of the accused killer, Gavino Macias, was arrested on a Kansas felony extradition warrant on Tuesday in Carthage and transported to the Jasper County Jail. In Kansas, she faces felony charges of interfering with an active criminal investigation and concealing and/or destroying evidence. Over the course of their investigation, the Miami County, Kansas Sheriff's Office learned the death of Kenya Lopez of Carthage, Missouri, had occurred inside a camper in the 33,500 block of Metcalf Road in rural Lewisburg, Kansas. The body and camper were then driven to Carthage, where police located the camper and body inside. Gavino Macias of Carthage is charged with second-degree murder in the death of his wife. He remains in the Miami County, Kansas jail. Pittsburgh, Kansas Police Department uses AI to solve crimes and conduct investigations more efficiently. Now, one piece of software can help detect license plates so they can crack down on car thefts. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more.
Sky's the limit potentially for technology and its applications in law enforcement.
With the popularization of artificial intelligence, various industries are using it in their workplace. The Pittsburgh, Kansas Police Department currently uses it for some criminal investigations.
Accelerate the process, whereas normally it would take an assigned investigator, a group of investigators or officers some time to figure something out. It can look for like the common pinpoints that we would actually use, and it can conglomerate that information a lot faster.
Pittsburgh Deputy Chief Ben Henderson says AI has been a game changer for criminal investigations, and one of the ways they use it is to detect stolen vehicles.
With our license plate recognition software, we're able to actually post eyes 24/7 at various interest points coming to and from the city, so we're able to detect motor vehicles that are wanted or stolen, or that we may be looking for in relation to criminal activities.
Not only is AI used at the police department, but this Pittsburgh resident says she's seen it more in her daily life.
Everything talks these days, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's expanding growing pretty largely.
The Pittsburgh Police Department is currently researching how to implement AI into other types of criminal investigations.
We're also researching various camera softwares for video cameras that have a pattern mapping that, within a certain time frame, we know that there's not supposed to be anywhere there, but if it picks up what it defines as human movement, then we know that maybe there's a burglary in progress in like overnight hours at a business.
He says while it helps their police station, AI can be used for good or evil.
Fraudulent activities, voice altering programs so they can sound like somebody that may be known to a victim, and they try to entice that victim to go get money or do like a Western Union exchange.
Deputy Chief Henderson says that AI has improved their station's ability to monitor and prevent crime. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Chief Deputy Henderson says Pittsburgh law enforcement is currently researching pattern mapping technology for their cameras to detect burglaries. Well, kids from across Jasper County learn what serving as a police officer is all about this week. The Jasper County Sheriff's Office Junior Deputy Day Camp is in full swing. Students get hands-on training with sheriff's deputies in all areas, including medical procedures, canine and firing range training, SWAT training, and so much more. This is the 6th year for the Junior Deputy Day Camp. Well, some school districts in Southwest Missouri seek remedies to staffing challenges. That's coming up. And KOAM photojournalist Ty Parks takes us inside a robotics summer camp.
Athlon. What's the point of winning if you can't enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUV.
Schools in Southwest Missouri are looking to fill vacancies before the fall semester begins. Last week, we brought you information regarding the needs in Southeast Kansas area. Similar to Southeast Kansas, many Missouri schools are no longer struggling to find teachers, but they have a huge need for paraprofessionals. And those are people who can provide extra one-on-one attention to students in the classroom setting. Now, the Joplin School District in particular has said their need for paraprofessionals is great.
You always need paras, or you always need people to help out in districts. So we always have a paraprofessional position posted. So if someone comes in, goes through the interview process, we will find a position because there's always a kid that needs help somewhere.
If you are interested in becoming a paraprofessional, both districts have those applications available. Well, students in McDonald County create a buzz around robotics. Kids from 1st to 8th grade are taking part in the first ever VEX Robotics Summer Camp. And we sent KOAM photojournalist Ty Parks to check out the event that's challenging students to build and program their own unique robots.
The camp itself is open to 1st through 8th graders. What they're building is various things, like we give them challenges. We're going to build a robot with a wagon. They design however the wagon, whatever, and they're gonna haul it up a ramp.
These
robotics are a very kiddie edition of what is going to be in the real world. But when you already have this hands-on activities where you are putting together robots, you know the basis, you know code, you know block coding, you know how to write your own code, that just does amazing things for you in your future if you are thinking about going into a career where there's going to be robots or there's going to be coding, which is taking over every industry basically. So when a student has this hands-on activity and has this base knowledge, we're setting them up for a future of great abilities in workforces. Each kit, there's a grade level that comes with it. So when you go into a first or second grade classroom, you're going to see that there's colorful pieces. They're kind of easier to put together. They're using block coding, which is drag and drop. So it's very easy for them to kind of get the basis of, this is the very beginnings of what we're learning, the very beginnings of what we're teaching.
Put the drive forward first.
And instead of block coding, they're using more type coding, they're using JavaScript, they're actually writing their own code. And it just keeps getting harder and harder and harder from there. But when you have this concrete foundation, this very base knowledge of these K through first graders in this classroom who have started putting together robots, you know, in their kindergarten classroom, and they know how to work code and they know how to manipulate robots and the machines and everything around it, it only gets easier as they get older and they are moving into bigger, more adult robots and type code.
Plus, they'll be the innovators of tomorrow. You know, they're going to use what they're starting here just to spark. They already have the curiosity. They already asked their parents. You know, these ones that have come are the ones that asked their parents. They already like it. And so I think we're just fanning the flames, teaching them, giving them more tools to go on, learn more coding.
Pretty cool. Well, Lindsay returns with your complete forecast, and a little later, the city of Miami pays tribute to a beloved tribal leader.
Oregon, make your appointment.
Overall, temperatures have been pretty nice today. We had a cold front move through this morning, a lot of rainfall, and pretty loud as well. Today we got about 1 to 1.5 inches of rain. High was only about 85, so we're below average due to the cold front that passed this morning. But our low temperature that was this morning, this was right about when those storms were passing, 70 degrees. So we're right about average for our lows, but still a little bit cooler for our highs today. Not even close to the records back in 1954, 109 degrees. And I'm glad we're not close to it. We've had some pretty warm temperatures for the last several days leading up to the cold front passing this morning, but now we're in store for quite a few days of mid 80 degree temperatures, which isn't cool per se, but it is cooler than what we've been dealing with for the last week or so. We've had a few clouds in the area, but overall tonight's going to be pretty dry. We don't see any more rainfall chances until later on this weekend, Saturday night to be specific. So until then, we're just going to enjoy the nice sunny days, cooler temperatures. Yesterday, we did have a few showers passing early in the morning, so we only got up to about 89, 90, 91 degrees for our high. Then we dropped down to about 70 for our low this morning. Now, for the next several days, week and a half, our lows are going to be closer to mid to lower 60s, even getting into the upper 60s in some areas. So it's going to be cool nights and cool days as well, with our highs only getting up to about 85. Tomorrow forecasted for about 85, 86 degrees as well. So we're staying relatively cool for the next week. And then we got more showers and thunderstorms. It's also going to keep us relatively cool as well. So starting your day tomorrow, planning it early in the morning, we're going to be relatively cooler. So in the low to mid 70s starting off, maybe even in the upper 60s in some areas. Sunny all the way up until early afternoon. We've got clouds starting to push in around 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Then we're going to have some overcast hours there in the afternoon, which will keep us cooler as well. So about 2 p.m., 83 degrees, maybe pushing 85 for our high. Now, the reason we're getting those clouds, we've got a trough that's in the northeast near Toronto, Quebec as well, but it's not going to bring us any rain. It is going to bring us some cloud coverage. This is right about 3:30, starting to move in, and it's not going to be long lasting. It does move out of here, but nice afternoon clouds keep us even cooler. So looking forward to that. After that, we've got a high pressure system over our area, so we're really not going to see much in the way of high temperatures or storms or cloud coverage, not until Saturday. So Friday's going to be pretty nice. Sunny, mid to upper 80s, and then we're dropping down to 84 on Saturday, 81 on Sunday. We've got those storm chances kicking off Saturday all the way through Tuesday.
All right. Well, you can find the latest weather forecast on our Skywatch weather app. All you have to do is download it. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Wildcat Glades Preschool Connection Program invites kids to learn about one of the summer's most iconic sounds, the sound of cicadas. Students learn about the life cycle, diet, and habits of cicadas, even creating their own out of crafting paper.
A lot of them knew about the flying, like cicadas when they have the wings, and a lot of them have found like the little exoskeletons you find on the trees. Though I don't know if they all learned, if they all knew about the little nymphs when they live underground.
You can check out the Wildcat Glades on Facebook for their next preschool connection session. Well, the Ottawa County Election Board completes its post-election audit of the June 18th primary in Miami, Oklahoma today. The Oklahoma State Election Board Secretary gave the approval to carry out the audit. Local officials tallied ballots from state-selected precincts to ensure election security and to confirm that voting devices and software correctly tabulated votes.
We store all ballots, all voted ballots for 24 months. And before an audit, the State Election Board lets us know which precincts we are specifically auditing and which races we are auditing.
For more information about the post-election audit in Ottawa County, you can visit our Facebook page at KOAMnewsnow.com. Still ahead, a former Missouri Southern basketball player signs with the NBA Summer League. And the Joplin Outlaws host a doubleheader at Joe Becker Stadium. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Crossing Casino brings you compassionate, affordable care.
Missouri Southern golf coach Mike Wheeler retired this spring after leading the men's program for 14 years and the women's team since it started in 2018. Today, the Lions announced they've found their new head coach for both teams. Carthage native Taylor Griffith, who graduated from Southern in 2010 and played on the Lions men's golf team, is the new head coach for both MSSU golf programs. Griffith says in a press release, quote, "It's an honor to be back as the coach. Both teams were successful under Mike Wheeler, so I have some big shoes to fill, but I'm really looking forward to continuing that success." Griffith has several years of golf instruction, most recently as the assistant pro at Twin Hills Country Club in Joplin. Well, Cam Martin didn't have the typical college basketball career. He played his first season at Jacksonville State back in the 2017-18 school year, then transferred to Missouri Southern the next 3 years before moving on to Kansas and Boise State, eventually wrapping up a 7-year collegiate career this past March. Now today, Martin gets some exciting news. He has reportedly signed with the Milwaukee Bucks Summer League team and could make his Summer League debut as soon as this Friday in Las Vegas. While playing for Missouri Southern from 2018 to 2021, Martin was a 3-time Division II All-American. He averaged upwards of 22 points and 9 rebounds per game all 3 years he wore a Lion uniform. Martin also says on Twitter that this Friday will be the first game where he's fully healthy since leaving Joplin back in 2021. The Joplin Outlaws return to Joe Becker Stadium this evening. July has not been kind to them. The Outlaws have gone 3-9 since the month has begun. They're at home for a doubleheader tonight, and in the Mink League, the Nevada Griffins play 2 as well. We'll start with the Outlaws. They win game 1 of the doubleheader over Texarkana 6-3. That brings Joplin a game in front of the Rhinos in the Mid-America League standings. Now to game 2 of the doubleheader between the Outlaws and Rhinos. Joplin trying to win its 3rd in a row. Top of the first, Texarkana takes a 2-0 lead after this line drive gets just past the outstretched glove of Cale Good. Doesn't take long for a response though. Next half inning, CJ Sapicki rips it down the line. That gets into left field, and he slides into second base with a leadoff double. Next batter, Missouri Southern redshirt junior Will Doherty. He cranks this pitch to deep right center. That's going to fall in. That's going to be back-to-back doubles. The Outlaws are within a run after that swing of the bat. Then Reed Woodland, who just joined the Outlaws this week, comes through with a single the other way into right. Doherty hustles home. Game's tied at 2. Outlaws score 2 more to take a lead in the 3rd. They hang on for a 4-3 win and sweep the doubleheader. Over in the Mink League, the Griffins play a doubleheader tonight as well, taking on the Merchants. Nevada loses both ends of the doubleheader against Carroll 6-0, 7-5. Griffins have just 4 games left in their season. Another note on the Outlaws, their pitcher Lucas Van Landwit, who comes to them from Carl Junction and then plays for Pitt State. He's named the Mid-America League Pitcher of the Week, as well as some more honors for them.
So they've got players from Pitt State and Southern on
Yeah, they definitely
and they're still adding players as the season goes, which is kind of cool.
It's kind of the way it works. You have players leave in the middle of the season. You also got to bring some in.
All right. Well, that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Choose the bank that puts
Well, tomorrow, starting off in the morning, it's going to be pretty nice, sunny skies. We've got clouds moving in the early afternoon. And then for the rest of the weekend, looking pretty good. We do have storm chances kicking off Saturday night, intermittently all the way through Tuesday. Overnight lows are going to be in the mid-60s to upper 60s, and our highs in the low to mid-80s for the rest of the week.
Well, a bridge in Miami, Oklahoma has a new name. The Attaways Central Avenue Bridge, located near Inyo A&M College, was dedicated this morning to the late chief of the Ottawa tribe, Ethel Cook. Now, the bridge is now renamed as the Chief Ethel Cook Bridge in her honor. Chief Cook was described as a beloved